Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome you all to our today's class, in which we are going to discuss a concept called loan amortization. This is being tested in one of the KNEC Diploma courses, which is Diploma in Business Management, Diploma in Investment Management, Diploma in Human Resource Management. So the paper itself is called Financial Management. The paper itself is called Financial Management. I would also like to let you know that you are receiving this class from RCM Online College, and my name is David. Welcome and enjoy the class. Thank you. So to start with, we shall going to look at this question, which was tested in November 2022. Question 2B, loan amortization, loan amortization, loan amortization, loan amortization. So allow me to read that question so that we can solve it, So it reads like this. Munube traders borrowed 2 million Kenya shillings from a bank at an interest rate of 12% per annum. 12% per annum. The loan is to be repaid. The loan is to be repaid in 3 equal annual installments. The loan is to be repaid in 3 equal annual installments. Requirement number 1, we are required to determine the annual installment. We are required to determine the annual installment. The examiner here has been specific, not monthly, but annual installment, Number 2, to prepare a loan amortization schedule, a loan amortization schedule, a loan amortization schedule, a loan amortization schedule, a loan amortization schedule. So to start with, as our solution to this question, we need now to analyze this question. What is the amount borrowed? 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 The amount borrowed from our question is 2 million Kenya shillings. 2 million Kenya shillings. 2 million Kenya shillings. The amount borrowed from our question is 2 million Kenya shillings. And what is the rate of interest? What is the rate of interest per annum? So rate of interest, we have been told it's 12%. 12%, this is per annum. 12% per annum. The rate of interest is 12% per annum. The rate of interest is 12% per annum. 12% per annum. And we are also told in that question that the loan is to be repaid in 3 equal annual installments. This loan of 2 million is to be repaid. That means the time it will take to repay this loan will be 3 equal annual installments. That will be 3 years. That will be 3 years. That will be for 3 years. 3 years. 3 equal annual installments. That will be 3 years. That will be for 3 years. So the loan is supposed to be repaid for 3 years. The loan is supposed to be paid for 3 years. Now, can we go to our requirement number 1? Can we go to our requirement number 1? So number 1, we are required to determine the annual installment. 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 So how do we determine an installment? How do we get installment? How do we get installment? How do we get installment? Therefore, installment, this is how we get installment. Installment will be equals to the amount borrowed, you divide by PVFA. You divide by PVFA. This is present value interest factor of an annuity, PVFA. So how do we get this PVFA? We already know the amount borrowed. We already know the amount borrowed. How do we get PVFA? Let's work it out here. PVFA, which is one of the discounting techniques, which in full is referred to as present value interest factor, interest factor of an annuity, PVFA, present value interest factor of an annuity. It's one of the discounting techniques. And the second one is PVF. So this one is used to discount regular cash flows, also known as annuities, So the formula of getting PVFA is you take 1 minus into bracket 1 plus r raised to negative n all over r. Let's continue here. So we take 1 minus into bracket 1 plus r is the rate of return, or the rate of interest, which is 12%, that will be 0.12, raised to n is the number of years, and we can see it's 3 years, minus 3, divided by r, which is 0.12, that is 12%. So let's move together here. So here we will get 1 minus into bracket 1.12 raised to negative 3 divided by 0.12. So can we get the numerator? With our calculator? So we'll take 1 minus, open the bracket, 1.12, close the bracket. You raise that one to minus 3. So what is the numerator? Figure? I'm getting 0.2882. Let me write it properly. Let me write this figure properly so that it can be seen clearly. So here I'm getting 0.2882. We divide this by 0.12 to get our discounting factor. 0.2882. We divide this by 0.12. We are getting 2.40. We are getting 2.40. We are getting 2.40, 4001, 4017 to 4 decimal place. 2.4017. 2.4017. 2.4017. 2.4017. 2.4017. 2.4017. 2.4017. 2.4017. 2.4017. 2.4017. 2.4017. Sorry, 2.4018. 2.4018. 2.4018, not 17. 2.4018. 0.18 as our discounting factor, as our PVFA, So let us come back here to our formula so that we can get the annual installment. Remember, we have used the rate per annum. So whatever we are going to get as our installment, it will be the installment per annum. 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 So the amount borrowed is 2 million. The amount borrowed is 2 million. The amount borrowed is 2 million divided by PVFA. We have got our PVFA as 2.4018. 2.4018. Let me adjust the board. Let me adjust the board. Let me adjust the board there. Let me adjust the board a little bit. 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 Yes, yes, yes. Let me adjust the board a little bit. There you are. 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 So you can see here, our installment per annum will be equals to, our installment per annum will be equals to, our installment per annum will be equals to, let me wrap this part so that we can bring our figure here. We can bring our figure here. We can bring our figure here. We can bring our figure there. 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 So here we go. 2 million. Take your calculator. 2 million. 1, 2, 3. 2 million divided by 2.4018. We are getting 832. We are getting 832. 832. We are getting a figure of 832. We are getting a figure of 832, 832, 832, 708, 708, 230, 832, 708, 708, 708, 708, 832, 832, 708, 708, 708, 832, 832, 832, 832, 708.8, 0.8, 832, 708, 832, 708, 832, 708, 832, 708, 832, 708, 0.8, 0.8, 0.8, 0.8, 0.8, 0.8, 0.8, 708.8. This is our annual installment. This is our annual installment. That 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 is our annual installment as required, as required, as required, as required, as required by the examiner, 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 as the required by the examiner. Installment is equals to amount divided by PVFA, divided by PVFA. The amount in question is, the amount borrowed is 2 million. You divide by PVFA, and you have seen the way how to get the PVFA, 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 how to get the PVFA. So this will be our annual installment, our annual installment, our annual installment, our annual installment, our annual installment. To get the monthly installment, when you asked about the annual monthly installment, you will multiply this by 12. You will multiply this by 12, to get monthly installment. You will multiply this by 12. You will multiply this by 12. You will multiply this by 12. You will multiply this figure of annual by 12 to get an annual installment of a monthly installment of. You will multiply by 12 to get a monthly installment of 8. That will be 832,708.8 times 12 times 12 times 12. You will get an annual installment of 9. A monthly installment, a monthly installment, a monthly installment, a monthly installment of 9,992,992 992.5, sorry, 9,992,000. Sorry, to get monthly, to get monthly, we divide, not multiply. We divide, sorry, we divide, not multiply. We divide by 12. We divide by 12, not multiply by 12. Not multiply by 12, not multiply by 12. We divide by 12. We divide by 12 to get monthly. To get monthly, we divide by 12. We divide this by 12 months. So what are we getting? What are we getting? We divide by 12. We divide by 12. 832,708.8. We divide by 12. So monthly will be 69. Monthly installment will be 69, 392.4. But we have not been requested to do this. We have been requested to determine the annual installment. Annual installment will be 832,708.8. 708.8. 708.8. 708.8. 708.8. 708.8. 708.8. 708.8. So this is our answer. This is our answer, annual installment as required by the examiner. But this one is monthly installment, I've just shown you how to get monthly installment, but that was not requested by the examiner. So can we move now to the second part, which is the second part is now to the second part of the question. The second part of the question is to prepare a loan amortization schedule, So allow me to rub these workings, so that we can look at the second part of that question, We can look at the second part of this question. We can look at the second part of this question. So the second part of this question, Roman 2, what is it asking us to do? Prepare a loan amortization schedule. A loan amortization schedule. So normally this would be very much simpler when you use Excel. So I will urge you guys to study Excel. I will urge you guys to do or to acquire some skills on Excel. But now let us do the amortization schedule manually. Let us do the loan amortization schedule manually. So how do we do a loan amortization schedule? Remember, we had our amount borrowed as 2 million. We had our amount borrowed as 2 million. Our amount borrowed as 2 million. 2 million. Sorry for this. Let me rub 2 million. 2 million Kenya shillings. 2 million Kenya shillings. That was the amount borrowed. Then rate per annum, rate of interest per annum. Rate per annum was 12%. 12% per annum. 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 And the time in years was 3 years. 3 years. 3 years. And we have calculated our installment per annum. Installment per annum. What figure have we got? our installment per annum. What figures have we got? I believe it was 832, 832, 832, 832, 832, 708, 708, 708.8. That was our installment per annum. That was our installment per annum. So now let's come up with the schedule, the loan amortization schedule. Let us come up with the loan amortization schedule. Let us come up with the loan amortization schedule. Allow me to move this information to aside so that I can use this part of the board. Let me move this information. Let me move this information to the side, to the aside, so that I can use this part. I can use this part for our working. So let me write it here. So the amount borrowed is 2 million Kenya shillings. The rate, the annual rate is 12% per annum. Then the time to be paid is 3 years. 3 years. Then our installment per annum. Our installment per annum, we've gotten as 832, 832, 832, 832, 832, 832, 832, 832, 832, 708, 708.8. This is installment per annum. So when we come at, when we want now to come up with the loan amortization schedule, we will start by the year. Then you will write the beginning balance. Beginning balance. Then you'll come up with the installment here. Installment. Then here you will come up with the interest column. Then come up with a principal column, and then the ending balance, and then the ending balance. So this is the loan amortization schedule. This is the loan amortization schedule. The loan amortization schedule. The loan amortization schedule. The loan amortization schedule. So we can start with year zero. We can start with the year zero. We can start with the year zero. We can start with the year zero, or you can even start with the year one. When you start with the year zero, there will be no beginning balance, there will be no installment, there will be no interest, no principal. You will just have the ending balance of the amount borrowed, which is 2 million Kenya shillings. So then year one, the beginning balance will be the ending balance of year zero, which will be 2 million. So now, what is our installment? Remember, we are doing this loan amortization annually. We are doing a loan amortization annually, not monthly. Therefore, we shall use the yearly installment. The yearly installment is 832, 708.8. So how do we get interest? How do you get interest? How do you get interest? The annual interest. It will be that rate, which is 12%, 12% times the beginning balance, which is 2 million. So how much are we getting as our interest? When you take 12% of 2 million, what are you getting? 12% of 2 million. You are getting 240,000 as your interest. Remember, this is annually. This is annual interest. Because we are using annual figures. We are using annual figures and not monthly figures. So this is to 240,000, 240,000, 240,000 as your annual interest. 240,000, 240,000. How do you get your principal? How do you get your principal? Principal will be installment minus interest. Principal will be installment minus interest, because installment, when you pay installment, there's principal in it and there's interest in it. There's interest in it. So to get principal now, you will take the installment, which is 832,708.8 minus 240,000. And then you will get your principal as 708.8. Now, how do you get your ending balance? You take the beginning balance minus principal. You take the beginning balance minus principal. The beginning balance is 2 million. The beginning balance is 2 million minus the principal amount is 592,708.8. So what is our ending balance? 1,407, 1,407, 1,407, 291.2, 291.2. Allow me to squeeze this schedules. Allow me to squeeze this schedule, this side. It cannot fit there, 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 and I want this schedule to be visible enough, to be visible enough, to be visible enough, to be visible enough. So allow me to push this table side, this side. So here it was year. Let me start from this year. Then we have beginning balance. Then we have installment. Then we have interest. Then we have principal. Then we have end balance. I believe now it will be okay. So 0, we said here there is no beginning balance, there is no installment. Let me wrap this part. There is no installment, no interest, no principal. So the end balance will be the amount borrowed. Which is 2 million. So year 1, we were looking at year 1. So it will be the ending balance. Year 0 will be the beginning balance year 1, 2 million, which is the amount borrowed. So installment, I believe we had already done this. So I'm just putting the figures down. Which was the interest was 240,000. Installment, sorry, let's start with the installment. Installment is 832,708.8, and then the interest is 240,000. Then the principal amount is 592,708.8, and then our ending balance now. Our ending balance for year 1 is 1,407,407 for the 291.2. Great. So now this is clear. So year 2, the beginning balance will be the end balance of year 1. So it will be 1,407,407, 291.2. Installment will be the same. It won't change. So this one will be 832,708.8. Now interest, we compute interest. The rate, we take the rate times the beginning balance. So let us compute the interest for year 2. We will take 12% times the beginning balance for year 2, 1407, 291.2. What are we getting as our interest? 168,874. 874, 874, 874.94. And what is our principal? What is our principal? We will take the installment again minus the interest. So installment is 832,708.8 minus 168,874.94. So what is our principal amount? What is our principal amount? 833.86. And what is our ending balance for year 2? Ending balance for year 2, we take the beginning balance minus principal. Beginning balance minus principal amount, 1407,291.2 minus the principal amount, 663,833.86. What is our ending balance for year 2? 457.34. Now the last year, which is year 3. Year 3, beginning balance will be the end balance of year 2, which is 457.34. So installment, we said it will be constant, 832,708.8. So now we need to calculate interest for year 3. Interest for year 3, we will take also the rate, which is 12%, times the beginning balance, which is 457.34. What are we getting as our interest for year 3? 8,934.88. Now, what is our principal? We take the installment, which is 832,708.8 minus the principal, minus the interest, minus the principal, the interest, which is 8,934.88. So what is our principal amount? Our principal amount is 823. Allow me to write the figures clearly. So it will be 773.92. And now what will be our ending balance for year 3? Ending balance for year 3. We take the beginning, minus the ending balance, which will be 743,457.34 minus the principal, 823,773.92. So what are we getting? Is there some error somewhere? I believe there's some error somewhere. Allow me to correct. Allow me to correct this because at the end of year 3, the end balance should be 0. The end balance should be 0. So allow me to look at where we went wrong here. Allow me to look at where we went wrong. So year 0, this is correct. 2 million. Now this 2 million will come here as the beginning balance for year 1, 2 million. Installment, we computed our installment. And what was our installment? 832,708. Our installment was 832. 832. Allow me to do this. 832,708.8. That was our annual installment. 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 Can we redo that? Can we redo our annual installment, which was our annual installment, which was our annual installment, our annual installment. We said installment is equals to the amount borrowed divided by PVFA, divided by PVFA, divided by PVFA, divided by PVFA. So from the amount, it is 2 million. The amount is 2 million. The PVFA was 2.4018. So 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million divided by 2.4018, 2.4018, 2.4018, 2.4018, 2.4018, 2.4018, 2.4018, 2.4018. What are we getting? 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 What are we getting there? What are we getting? What are we getting? What are we getting? What are we getting? 832, 832, 832, 832, 832, 697, 697. I can see now. I can see where we were wrong. 697.96, 0.96, 0.96, 0.96. 0.96. So guys, can we do a correction here? Can we do a correction here? Can we do a correction here and put our correct figure as installment 832, 832, 697.96, 0.96. Now our interest, I believe it's correct. Our interest is correct. 12% of the beginning balance, 12% of beginning balance, which is 240,000. Now our principal, we need now to use this correct figure, which we have replaced here. So it will be 832, 697.96 minus 240,000. What are we getting? 592, 697. So can we correct here? Can we correct here? Can we correct here? Can we correct here? Can we correct here and get 592, 697, 697.96. And what will be our ending balance? What will be our ending balance? It will be the beginning balance, which is 2 million, 2 million, 2 million, 2 million minus the principal amount, 592, 697.96. What are we getting? What are we getting? What are we getting? 1,407,000. Let us correct this figure. 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 Let us correct this figure and get 304. Now this ending balance for year one will be our beginning balance for year two. 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 So can we bring this ending balance to be 1,407,302, 302, 302, 302, 302, 302, 302, 302, 302.04. 0.04. My pen has a lot of ink. Sorry. Yes, 302, 302.04. The interest will be this one. We change. We change. It will be constant. The interest will be constant. In fact, allow me to write the interest for the 3 years. For the 3 years, which is constant, it will be 832, 697.96. Here also 832, 830, the installment, sorry, 832, 697.96. The installment will be constant for all the 3 years. Now let us finish. The interest will be based on the beginning balance. So let's do the interest, which will be 12% times 1,407,000. 302.04. What are we getting as our interest? 168, 876. 168, there was a slight difference here. There was a slight difference. So it will be 168, 876, 876.24. And what will be our principal? We take the installment minus the interest. Let's do that. 832,697.96 minus interest 168,876.24. What are we getting as our principal? 663, 663, 663, 663, 663, 663, 663, 663, 821, 821.72. And what will be our ending balance? Our ending balance will be our beginning balance minus the principal. So 1407,302.04 minus our principal, which is 663, 821.72. So what will be our ending balance? Our ending balance will be 743, 743, 743, 743, 7, 7, 7, 743, 743, 743, 480, 480.32. And this one will be our beginning balance, here, our beginning balance for year 3, which is 743, 480.32. And what will be our interest for year 3? Interest for year 3. Let me wrap this part now. We are through with this. Interest for year 3 will be 12%. 12% divided by 100 times the beginning balance, 743, 480.32. So our interest for year 3 will be 217,217.64. And what will be our principal for year 3? We take the beginning, which is 743, 480.32 minus, the principal is installment minus interest. Installment minus interest, we get principal. Installment minus interest, we get principal. So it will be 832,697.96 minus interest, which is 89,217.64. What are we getting as our principal? We are getting 743, 480.32. And what will be our ending balance? Our ending balance, we take the beginning balance minus the principal, and I believe the beginning balance is 743 for 80.2, which is the same as this, and our ending balance will be zero. Now, at the end of year 3, we will have fully paid that loan. So, guys, this we have used annual rates, and this is how you do a loan amortization schedule. When you want to get monthly, installments, you just multiply this, you just divide these annual rates by 12 to get monthly. And then the years will also increase. For example, for 3 years, when you want to calculate a monthly schedule, it will be 3 years times 12. 3 years times 12. 3 years, it will be 3 years times 12. You will get 36 months. You will pay that loan for 36 months. You'll pay that loan for 36 months when you want to pay monthly. But when you want to pay annually, these are the installments. These are the installments. When you add these installments, you'll get total installments of 2,498,093, 0.88. So you will have paid, you borrowed 2 million, but you paid 2,498,093. Why? Because there's interest in this. There's interest in this. So can we get the total interest? The total interest here, when you add this column of interest, you will get 0.88. So when you take the installment minus this interest, you get principal amount as 2 million, the principal amount as 2 million, which you borrowed, the principal amount as 2 million, which you borrowed. So when you take the principal plus the interest, you will get the installment. You will get the installment you paid for that loan. So that is all. I believe you have enjoyed this session. I believe you have enjoyed this session. And it will be great. So now let me take this opportunity. To inform you that we are offering KNEC Diploma courses as RCM Online College. And this is the best place to be. Where you will enjoy our services, and you will pass this paper, Financial Management First Round. So we are offering KNEC Diploma courses. We are offering KNEC Diploma courses like Diploma in Business Management, Diploma in Investment Management, Diploma in Human Resource Management. We are purely virtual. Whereby you can study at your own convenience. And we charge affordable rates. That is 1,000 per unit. 1,000 per unit. So join us as soon as possible. We will be starting our semester in come May. So join us as soon as possible. And enjoy these great services. So you guys out there who are doing diploma courses offered by KNEC, kindly join us, RCM Online College. Our number is 07 19 52 5000. You can contact us through this number. Our number, contact number is 0719 52 5000. You will have enjoyed more when you have some Excel skills, but that is for another day. We also offer Excel package teaching here. We also offer that, but that is for another day. Now, what you need to do is to call us so that you can join these classes for the KNEC Diploma courses. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. See you soon. Spread the word out there that RCM Online College are offering KNEC Diploma courses. We will register you as a private candidate to those centers which you will do your exam. Thank you very much. Bye bye. See you another time. Great.